Most of us undoubtedly believe that God gives parents the motivation to raise their children. After all, they are the parents. But I think sometimes it is great to think outside the box. We should start parenting the other way around. That is, practice smart parenting to really work out on a generation gap, which is a great concern nowadays. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Analytics Insight podcast, where we talk about the exciting tech innovations. And I'm your host, Priya Dialani. Now, in an era where technology intertwines with every facet of life, parenting has not been left untouched. The advent of smart parenting tools marks a significant shift in how parents face the challenges of child rearing. Now, these tools, blending technology with caregiving, offer innovative solutions that ease the burdens of modern parenting. And one such solution we'll be talking about today is Baatu Tech, India's first smart parenting solution, offering the country's first and safest smart tab for kids. To help us understand more about it, let's welcome Sandeep Kumar, Managing Director and Head of the Marketing Division at Baatu Tech. Hi Sandeep, how are you doing?
Hi Priya, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much. Very good morning to you. And it's a pleasure to have you with us on our podcast. Let's start by knowing more about Batu Tech, what exactly the company is into, its specialization and value addition probably it's adding to the industry.
Baatu Tech is India's first parent tech company. So we see a huge gap, generational gap, wherein technology has been intertwined with all our lives. Whether it's elders, middle age, or youngsters. So we're bridging the gap that we see wherein today's youngsters are more technologically proficient, and we're helping parents address those concerns regarding technology in children's lives.
Great, glad to know about it, and seems a very interesting tool that we'll be talking about. Of course, we'll be diving deeper into it. But I guess when you're talking about the company and your role in it, you have an experience of 2 decades helping countless parents navigate the often risky landscape of the internet. So, if you can also tell us more about yourself or your journey till date, or your role and contribution towards the company, it would be great.
So I've started my entrepreneurial journey at the age of 19. So I've successfully run 3 businesses till date. And Baatu Tech was started in 2020 because we saw a huge influx of technology in children's lives. And my role in the company was basically to make sure that the idea that I had was brought into life by a team of young professionals. And also, currently, as a marketing officer, I want to take the product to every household in the country.
Glad to know about it, Sandeep, and quite an impressive journey, I must say, and quite inspiring when you started your journey at the age of 19. So I hope our listeners can get more inspiration out of it. Moving ahead, I think when we're talking about parenting, it has evolved rapidly, and today it's more shaped by technological advancements. And traditional methods, while still invaluable, are being supplemented by smart devices and apps designed to streamline and enhance the parenting journey. These tools cater to a variety of needs, from monitoring a child's health to also helping them in their educational development. So, we have seen a lot of changes in the parenting, and we know that it has evolved. So, I want to understand from you how it has evolved till date, and what are your views on the current scenario of digital parenting that probably every parent is shifting to?
So, what we're seeing in terms of generation is the previous generations, at least, one of the parents used to stay home to make sure from birth the child is taken care of till they're maybe teenagers. But in today's nuclear family, most of the parents are working, and the parenting styles have changed. It is more sensitive right now as compared to what was more physical before. So what Batu Tech has basically done is has addressed this issue where parents don't know how to digitally parent their kids, means how to give them a digital detox or what is the right way, and what is it that they should be doing with children and technology. So Batu Tech has made sure with its Enable tab that this concern is addressed and parents can monitor the children in a relaxed manner.
Right, and I think you rightly mentioned that earlier the parenting was more around physical activities and needs, and now it has become very sensitive. I'm not sure if that is because of the rising threats and crimes, and child abduction rates are also rising quite rapidly. So, if that is one of the primary concerns. But yes, of course, even with digital parenting, a lot of other risks come into picture. And of course, we'll be talking that in the later part. Now, we have discussed about parents. Now, I think children's experiences with digital technologies actually involve an increasing cohort of young users. They are also called as digital natives who are born and are developing in environments with new digital technologies that are widely available. Together with the children, I think parents themselves are largely exposed to media experiences in many fields of their life. And digital technologies have also changed the way in which family members communicate with each other, enjoy themselves, or solve daily problems as well. So, how is Baatu Tech pioneering innovation in a digital parenting landscape by using technology and creating a secure and a controlled online space for children? Now, you mentioned about enable tabs. So, if you can give more insights about the product and how it is actually helping parents and children stay secure in a digital landscape.
What we observed is basically at a child as young as one is introduced to a smartphone or a tab. And this starts with basically showing videos while they have lunch, dinner, so that they consume their food easily, and this becomes a habit over the time. So children, once they get habituated to this, there's very less physical activity, or even their mind is always into going into a smartphone or a tab. What we've done with the enable tab is we have hard coded a lot of technology in terms of like how to monitor screen time, how to monitor sleep time. We have our own AI over there, which basically gives alerts when inappropriate content, be it text, images, or videos, are watched or received or sent from the tab. Also, you can block various apps. We are also introducing whitelisting of websites, and all these features are basically done remotely via an app on your parent's phone. So, whether the parent is physically with the child or not, the parent can monitor the activities and make sure that the children are on a healthy digital diet.
Okay, great. Quite an interesting solution or a product, I would say. But just one question. So, Sandeep, when you're talking about tab and where parents can monitor the activities as to how children are using the tab. So, basically, the tab will contain those kids-related videos and where kids are probably watching them. Is that exactly how it will work, right?
Again, what has happened over the past, which many people oversee, is kids emulate their parents. They want to use everything that their parents use. So, if you're providing them just the kids' content or a kiddie tab per se, they lose interest within a matter of 1 year, and then they go into adoption of the normal smartphone or the smart tab. With the enable tab, we allow children to be opened up to the entire internet as it is, so that they don't find other means of consuming technology. Whereas the strict rules that we have put in place helps parents moderate their activities online, as well as make sure that they follow certain rules and regulations set by the parents digitally.
Okay, great. Now I probably get a clear idea about the tab. Quite impressive, I must say. Now, since we're talking about innovative solutions and the kind of rules or use of AI, as you explained, is what you have been leveraging at the Baatu Tech. So, the start of smart parenting tools is also diverse, like it's innovative and catering to a wide range of parenting needs. Now, these tools not only simplify daily routines but also enrich the parenting experience with their multifaceted functionalities like we mentioned, for example, a tab. So the impact of this tool or a tab extends beyond just mere convenience. They also represent a paradigm shift in parenting as well. So by leveraging artificial intelligence or different emerging technologies, I think parents can now approach various aspects of child learning with more confidence and less stress, knowing that they have the support of these smart solutions and wherein they can monitor the activities of children as well. So, you mentioned that you have been using artificial intelligence, but are there any different technologies that Batu Tech relies on, and why specifically? If we can also share some case studies or highlight some success metric of the impact of Enable Tab.
So we have our own machine learning model, which we have basically coded and developed into making, it detects cyberbullying. So cyberbullying is a specific thing in India. It's pretty new, but it's prevalent all over the world. Then whether it is pornography, there are various pornographic images and videos on the net also being circulated via various messaging platforms, as well as various websites which we made sure via our machine learning that it's whitelisted. So these are some of the technologies that we use to make sure that parents feel that their children are secure online.
Okay, great. Also, Sandeep, when you're talking about pornography and limiting the access to these sites, so I want to understand when you're talking about enable tab, is there a specific age group that tab you're catering to, or it can be used by any age group of kids?
It can be used by any age group of kids. It's as good as any other Android tab that you get in the market with all the
Okay.
features. So everything can be explored, everything can be used. The only
Mhm.
thing is parents would be putting the yardsticks over there. So what is the
Okay.
time that can be used? What is the content that can be consumed? Now let's say it's time for exams and tests that usually every child has to go through. Parents have the liberty to block any app that they want, which they think is going to distract the child during this period. Now, let's say there are certain apps that are harmful or addictive the child has downloaded on the tab. The parents immediately get to know about this and they can go
Okay.
ahead and block the same.
Okay, great, great. That sounds quite impressive, I must say. And now, since we're talking about, the kind of limitations or probably risks that are associated with digital parenting. So, you have been talking about the blockages that are set by Baatu Tech. So, again, when you're talking about digital media and digital technologies, there are a lot of risks associated with it. Could be like inappropriate content or risky communications in which, the children or other peers are involved. So, and in addition to online risk, I think excessive use of digital media is also associated with creating a lot of health problems, like headache, fatigue, or psychological issues such as depression or social isolation or even self-esteem concerns. And there have been a lot of studies that support these psychological concerns and health issues. So while creating the Enable tab, I'm sure you must have been confronted with these issues and how you would be able to tackle them. So we want to understand from you what are some risks that are related to digital parenting. I think you have probably explained that earlier, a couple of them, but if there are any other, and how does Badu Tech mitigate them?
One of the major risks that has never been addressed is parents can end up snooping or spying on their kids with these tools. They would want to know what they're speaking to friends or what are the other websites, even though they're safe, they're browsing or the content they're consuming. So what Baatu Tech does is it does not support spying or snooping. When we say that, the parents never get to know what children are confiding with their friends or having a casual talk, as well as in case they want to have any privacy. Baatu Tech doesn't give that information out to parents. So basically, parents are relegated to making sure that the child is safe online, but not, kind of going into their privacy because that makes sure that there are mental health concerns.
Okay, great. I think with not just monitoring activities, I've been also, it's a complete different industry that I'll be talking about. But yes, we have been also talking about a GPS tracker technologies and stuff like that. So do you also use GPS technology or is it enabled in the enabled tab?
Yes, absolutely. Parents can get because that's one of the most important thing that parents need today. So,
Mhm.
if the child is using a tab, whether it's at school or at home or in a playground or anywhere, parents can know their location. Also,
Okay.
parents can set safe zones. So, let's say a
Mhm.
home is a safe zone. So, as long as the child is inside the house with the tab, parents are known with the location. And the moment they basically come out of that area, parents are alerted immediately so that they can get in touch with the child just to know about the whereabouts and the safety.
Right, and I think these are very important. The geofence alerts and GPS technology, I think they have been one of the ways of how parents can keep their children and kids secure and ensuring that whenever probably they're commuting from school to house or if they're going outside house, so this kind of helps them keep a track of their movements and whereabouts. Now, earlier, I think we discussed about some of the risks that you mentioned and the role Baatu Tech is playing to mitigate them. But understanding and addressing these challenges is a key to maximizing the benefit of these smart tools while minimizing the potential drawbacks. So I think it's about finding the right balance where technology can rather enhance and more of guide the parenting experience. So as in when we are integrating these tools into our parenting toolkit, it's also vital to stay informed. It's critical of our choices, and we should always prioritize the well-being and development of our children. Having said that, do you want to? What are some of the tips or advice that you would like to give to some newborn parents, and while they're navigating the entire landscape of digital parenting?
Okay, first, at Baatu Tech, we have our own in-house counselor who basically helps give out information to parents, whether it's newborn, teenagers, what are the yardsticks they should follow and how they should be parenting children optimally. This is number one. And on a personal level, restricting children to not to use technology is only going to have adverse effects because technology is everywhere today. So the best thing would be to make sure that they're on the right track while using it and you guide them. And you can't be there physically all the time to see what they're doing, whether they're addicted to their phones or tabs. So that's where you need to have parenting tools which make sure that the child learns step by step into how to use technology and how to be online in a very safe manner.
Right. I was just also curious to understand, Sandeep, that, when we're talking about digital technologies, of course, that is driven by a lot of data. And of course, there are a lot of data breaches and data crimes happening out there. So how do you ensure the data security or privacy and protection of probably children's information or parents' information if they're using the app?
So one, all the information that parents or children, whether it's usage or including the credentials, are all encrypted inside our technology. So, and two, we don't advertise any other product on whether the app or the enabled tab. So this makes sure that children and parents both are secure when it comes to their online identities as well as the data that they consume.
Okay, great. Yeah, this sounds good, and it's definitely needed when you're talking about staying safe in a digital era. So I think the stories and insights coverage on one point that smart parenting tools, when used judiciously, can be powerful and a very helpful friend in the entire parenting journey. Now, they offer a glimpse into a future where technology and traditional parenting can coexist in harmony, each enhancing the other. So, of course, when you're talking about these things, we will, of course, never forget our roots of how the traditional parenting has evolved. And of course, it's about how you use both of them and try to balance each type of parenting and ensure eventually that your child is growing and learning properly and it's always safe and secure. So, having said that, any future trends that you predict in the digital parenting landscape, and are there any ways that Biotech is trying to capitalize on these trends, or any expansion plans, or any new such solutions that you're probably planning to launch?
So till date, we had the Enable tab in our portfolio, and in August, we are basically launching a smart app which parents can make sure is present on whether it's any brand smartphone or any brand tab, and they can monitor their activities digitally. So what we had hard coded in the Enable tab is becoming an app in August, so that it can be widely used, and every parent who does not even have the financial assistant to buy a tab can basically make use of these parenting tools. And in the future, we're also looking at integrating learning management, attendance management into it so that this can be spread across every school and every student in our country.
Great, that's impressive. And I think we hope to see new tools and solutions from your end, Sandeep. And of course, that you mentioned the attendance management, I think that's a very important solution that probably we need, especially where children are also becoming smart and while using digital technologies, and they have their own ways of mitigating some of the issues and scenarios at schools as well. So I think eventually this synergy of technology and parenting is a testament to the endless possibilities that arise when innovation meets care. And the path of parenting becomes not only more manageable, but I think also more rewarding, nurturing a future generation that is healthier, smarter, and also more connected. So thank you so much, Sandeep. It was a pleasure having you with us on our podcast. I think we touched upon some important aspects of parenting in a digital era and what are some of the risks associated and how can parent can mitigate those while keeping their children more secure and fostering their growth and development as well.
Thanks, Priya. Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
Great. Thank you so much, Sandeep. So this is for our listeners. Stay tuned for upcoming podcast and you can view and listen all of previous podcasts on Spotify and other leading platforms. Thank you so much.